Welcome to another episode of Then and Now, where we take a look at how the cast of some of the most iconic movies have changed over the years. Today, we're going to revisit one of the most influential gangster films of all time, Scarface. Scarface is a 1983 crime drama film directed by Brian De Palma and written by Oliver Stone. It tells the story of Tony Montana, a Cuban refugee who arrives in Miami and becomes a powerful drug lord. The film is a loose remake of the 1932 film of the same name, which was based on a 1929 novel. Scarface was controversial for its excessive violence, profanity, and graphic drug use, but it also became a cult classic and a pop culture phenomenon. The film starred Al Pacino as Tony Montana, Stephen Bauer as Manny Ray, Michelle Pfeiffer as Elvira Hancock, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio as Gina Montana, and Robert Loggia as Frank Lopez. But what happened to these actors after they played these memorable roles? Let's find out. Cast number 1. Al Pacino as Tony Montana. Al Pacino was already a legend in Hollywood when he took on the role of Tony Montana, the ambitious and ruthless Cuban immigrant who rises to the top of the cocaine trade in Miami. Pacino delivered one of his most iconic performances, with his distinctive accent, mannerisms, and catchphrases. He also endured long hours of makeup to age his character throughout the film. Pacino continued to star in many acclaimed films after Scarface, such as The Godfather Part 3, Scent of a Woman, Heat, The Devil's Advocate, The Irishman, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He also ventured into television, winning Emmys for his roles in Angels in America and You Don't Know Jack. He also starred in the Amazon Prime series Hunters as a Nazi hunting vigilante. Pacino is widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of all time, with 9 Oscar nominations and 1 win for Scent of a Woman. He has also won 4 Golden Globes, 2 Emmys, 2 Tonys, and many other awards. He is currently 81 years old and still active in the industry. Stephen Bauer as Manny Ray. Stephen Bauer played Manny Ray, Tony's best friend and right-hand man who helps him build his empire. Bauer was born in Cuba and moved to Miami as a child, so he brought authenticity and charisma to his role. He also had great chemistry with Pacino and Pfeiffer on screen. Bauer went on to appear in many films and TV shows after Scarface, such as Running Scared, Primal Fear, Traffic, Breaking Bad, Ray Donovan, and Queen of the South. He also reprised his role as Manny Ray in the 2006 video game adaptation of Scarface. Bauer is 65 years old and still working as an actor. He has been married 4 times and has 2 sons. Michelle Pfeiffer as Elvira Hancock. Michelle Pfeiffer played Elvira Hancock, the beautiful but unhappy wife of Frank Lopez, who later becomes Tony's trophy wife. Pfeiffer was relatively unknown when she auditioned for the role, but she impressed De Palma with her screen test. She had to dye her hair blonde and lose weight for the part. Pfeiffer became one of the most popular actresses of the 1980s and 1990s after Scarface, starring in films such as The Witches of Eastwick, Dangerous Liaisons, The Fabulous Baker Boys, Batman Returns, The Age of Innocence, What Lies Beneath, and Hairspray. She also earned 3 Oscar nominations for her roles in Dangerous Liaisons, The Fabulous Baker Boys, and Love Field. Pfeiffer took a break from acting in the early 2000s to focus on her family, but she returned to the screen in recent years with films such as Mother, Murder on the Orient Express, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. She also starred in the Showtime series The First Lady as Betty Ford. Pfeiffer is 63 years old and still stunning as ever. She has been married to writer-producer David E. Kelley since 1993 and has 2 children, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio as Gina Montana. Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio played Gina Montana. Tony's younger sister idolizes him, but also resents his overprotective attitude. Mastrantonio was only 24 years old when she made her film debut in Scarface, and she had to endure some intense scenes with Pacino, especially in the climactic shootout. Mastrantonio went on to star in films such as The Color of Money, The Abyss, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, The Perfect Storm, and The January Man. She also appeared in TV shows such as Without a Trace, Law and Order, Criminal Intent, Grimm, and Blindspot. She also had a successful career on Broadway, earning a Tony nomination for her role in Man of La Mancha. Mastrantonio is 62 years old and still acting. She has been married to director Pat O'Connor since 1986 and has 2 sons. Robert Loggia as Frank Lopez. Robert Loggia played Frank Lopez, the Miami drug lord who hires Tony and Manny but later becomes their enemy. Loggia was a veteran actor who had appeared in films such as The Greatest Story Ever Told, Revenge of the Pink Panther, An Officer and a Gentleman, and Psycho 2. He brought a sense of authority and menace to his role as Lopez. Loggia continued to work in film and TV after Scarface, with roles in Jagged Edge, Big, Independence Day, Lost Highway, and The Sopranos. He also voiced Sykes in the animated film Oliver and Company. Loggia passed away in 2015 at the age of 85 from complications of Alzheimer's disease. He was survived by his wife Audrey and 4 children. That's all for today's episode of Then and Now. We hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with the cast of Scarface. Let us know in the comments what other movies you want us to cover next. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.